Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United 3, Tottenham 2. Player ratings, link in the video description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average, and put a star next to Ronaldo's name because he's going to be the man of the match, of course. Lots to talk about, but the first thing I want to say is that in a week of such darkness and, ultimately the feeling of detachment from a football club and set of players that really don't understand what this football club's all about, Cristiano Ronaldo is the light in the darkness. He is the lad that has shown us the way, put a smile back on our face when it felt impossible, and just the big massive contrast between what United is without Ronaldo, which is last week, and what United is with Ronaldo. In the most simplest terms, if Ronaldo hadn't played today, we would have lost that game. It probably would have been Mr. Pink Boots as the headline, kicking it in his own net as we lose 3 or 4-0. Ronaldo provides the win almost single-handedly, and that is your contrast. That is your story. Ronaldo's finished. We're better off without Ronaldo. We need to sell Ronaldo. We've seen what United are like with Ronaldo. It's last week and we would have lost today. He's won us the game. That is leadership, and it's just pure class. And I never thought that tonight we could win and I could feel optimistic and happy and excited again. And he has delivered that because he's not attached to the failure that many of these players are infected with. He is not attached to last week or semi-finals or finals. He just delivers something very different, and, it's just pure class. He just oozes pure class. And every time in that game we got pegged back, he found a way of winning us the game. And I just think I actually said it on the first goal. It's just pure stupidity to doubt him. I don't know why people do it. You're setting yourself up to look an idiot. Oh, he's done. He's finished. We need to get rid of him. He's always going to go and do what he's done today. And how fitting that he does it on the week where the 3 greatest number 9s in the world have all scored hat-tricks. Benzema, Lewandowski, and now Cristiano Ronaldo. And it's the perfect timing heading into a massive game on Tuesday night. And look, on the result itself, because we can wax lyrical about Ronaldo all we like, and Fred did play well, but if, Fred played well, Ronaldo won us the game. Fred wasn't going to win us the game. I'm talking about match winners here. We've conceded 2 goals, and that game doesn't get won without Ronaldo. So you can try and attach Fred to it all you like. Ronaldo won us the game. Forget about it. But in relation to winning the game, that's a big, big win. It's on to Arsenal now. I'm doing watch-alongs on That's Football tomorrow, Wednesday, and next Saturday for Arsenal games, because I'm hoping they're going to drop some points, because they are the favourites to get top 4. Without a shadow of a doubt, Arsenal are the favourites. We need them to bottle it. We need to put some pressure on them. And we had to do that today. I think we are 2 points ahead of Arsenal now, but they've got 4 games in hand and we've got to go to their place. We're still massive underdogs for getting top 4, but we had to win. Underdogs, whatever. We're out of it if we don't win. So, massive result for us. And I think the thing that I liked most of all about that was that I think that Spurs were worthy adversaries. I think they played as well as we did. It was a very equal game. As I said before the game, if I was doing a combined 11, I'd probably put 5 Spurs players in and 6 United players. That they are about as good as we were, and I actually felt that Spurs moved the ball about better than we did. I don't know what anyone else thought. I thought they passed the ball a lot better than us. But having said that, we only conceded 2 because of a handball and Harry Maguire. So we scored 3 legit good goals. Ronaldo's header, the first one was brilliant, and we scored 3 good goals. I don't think Spurs can come out of that and say they were unlucky not to win, because we gifted them 2 goals, really, a penalty and Harry Maguire. But they did move the ball around really well. I think they moved the ball better than us, but we scored the goals. So we deserve to win the game. And the interesting thing with that is that we just played a team that's as good as we are, and we beat them. And I think it's going to be the same on Tuesday as well. So it's 1 down, it's on to the next one. What happens after that is we've kept the season alive in relation to top 4, but we desperately need to keep the season alive on Tuesday, and hopefully we can take some confidence from that. I mean, I think there's some negatives from today, which we'll talk about in a minute, but we've got to use that confidence and bottle it. So happy about, not bottle it literally, but bottle the confidence and bring it into the Tuesday game. Narin says, I'm so happy about Ronaldo's hat-trick, but felt Rashford deserved a shout for simplifying his game, and Fred played well too. Narin, I thought Rashford was crap. I don't know why you would associate Rashford getting a shout out for simplifying his game. I thought he was better than he has been, but it was a very average performance by Rashford. I don't think we should be. I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful, but you can't put him in the same sentence as Fred. Fred played well. I don't think what we're rewarding Rashford for running about a bit now. I mean, he's got to get a lot better than that. A lot better than that. Those who call Ronaldo the problem have just been shown how dim-witted they are, says Davin. And those fans who think we're better off with Ronaldo should not be allowed to watch Man United, says Muzzy. Well, clip it, talk about it, disagree with it, I don't care, but I'll say this. Today, we're still in a top 4 race because we've got Cristiano Ronaldo. On Tuesday night, we're in the Champions League because of Cristiano Ronaldo. Time and time again this season, he's been the reason that we are still relevant. And today, if that's a draw. Without Ronaldo, that's a draw for me, maybe even a loss. We win, we stay in a top 4 race. A few months ago, we're playing against Atalanta and Villarreal. He's scoring goals out of nowhere to keep us in the Champions League. A few weeks ago against Brighton, they dominate us in the first half. Second half, he scores a worldie and we get the win. Whatever you think about Ronaldo, you can just see it time and time and time again. He is one of the greatest players that's ever played the game because of that. That's not a surprise to me. There'll be people like ripping their tops off and running around the garden. I wouldn't do that. It's Ronaldo. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. I expect that. I expect if you put a cross on his head, he will score. I expect if you give him space, he will score. I expect if you put a cross in like Sancho did, he will score. And he's delivered today. And that's what I expect from Ronaldo. And we delivered. And all I've wanted all season is that sort of chance. Now, I will admit, against Watford, he did have chances and he should have scored. But the vast majority of the season, we haven't provided the chances for Ronaldo. Today, 3 different goals, but this service. I mean, I think the first one, it's a bit out of nothing. It's totally world class. But the other 2, deliver and he will deliver. Let's do a with and without Ronaldo stat now, says Dub. Well, I don't need to do a stat, mate. With Ronaldo, we're still in the race for top 4 and we're still in the Champions League. Without Ronaldo, the season's over. It's as simple as that. You don't need to do stats. We can all figure that out for ourselves. But ultimately, it's not just the goals as well. I think his overall performance, even if he'd scored 1 goal, I would have given him man of the match. Because I was watching him. Spurs had a lot of ball in that game. They did. And I was watching Ronaldo. He was coming deep. He was organising. He was telling the team to press. That is the best performance I've seen from an individual in a United team this year, leadership-wise. He completely led the team. He organised it. He urged people on. It was like, how funny is it that we get smashed up by Man City? Those players are an absolute joke, a disgrace to the shirt, and they leak very quickly. Well, Ronaldo's in Portugal. I tell you what, I'd say, Ronaldo, do you fancy a day in Portugal tomorrow? I'll sort the flight out for you, mate. Because that Portugal trip for him, he's found Sue. He's brought her back. He looks completely different. He looks sharper. He looks motivated. He's obviously done him some good. But the press and whoever leaked it were trying to turn it into a negative. He wasn't even fit enough to play in the Manchester derby, and he's gone back to Portugal, and look what it's done for him. He looks like a different player. Pure leadership on the pitch. Whether he should get the captaincy or not, we know we're not going to give the captaincy up. But that was a leadership performance. That was pure leadership on the pitch. Not just the goals, that's match winning, but it was leadership on the pitch as well. That's what leadership's all about. Hi Mark, can we get a Sue please? I'm just glad we won today. There might be a Sue coming, Lil. Great job by Ronaldo, but kudos to Fred. He had a good game as well. He did. I thought Tellez had a good game as well, Andy. How can there be a debate in the locker room about who is the leader of the team? Ronaldo wins it single-handedly while Maguire almost bungles it. Says Steve. Look, if I was Harry Maguire, I'd go up to Ronaldo and say, I'm sorry. Thank you very much because you've rescued me today. If we draw that game, I think Maguire's finished at United. I think the only reason, and I can't be asked to really talk about Maguire, is because the win is all that matters. And Ronaldo's performance is so big. If we'd drawn that game, it would have been on that Pratt at the back who thought it was a good idea to wear pink boots. Why was he wearing pink boots? Does he know nothing about this football club in recent years? And I don't want to blow my own trumpet here, but that pink boots thing, it's well known. He will know about that. And he thinks it's a good idea to wear a pair of pink boots. And even if he didn't know about it, he scores an own goal in them as well. Like, what a complete and utter prat. But it doesn't matter that much because we've won the game and Ronaldo's the leader. We have to see if Arsenal bottle it before we can even think about top 4, says Come. Look, I'm not talking about top 4. Arsenal are favourites for top 4. Let's hope Arsenal do an Arsenal. But all we can do is hang in there. We are literally hanging in there. We're one loss away from being knocked out. We're like a boxer in the ring who's been pounded all season. One more punch to the chin and we're gone. But we're hanging around in there. We're giving it a bit of a go. And Arsenal are the favourites. I would have been fuming with Maguire if he'd should have handed Ronaldo the captaincy ages ago, says Azad. And you know the feeling when you drink cold and boiling water at the same time? That's exactly having Ronaldo and Maguire in the same team, says Anmar. But it's not just Maguire. I think there was we'll go through the player ratings in a minute, but I feel that there was a real contrast in the performance. I think there was a few people who put in average performances. There was 3 or 4 people who put in really good performances, and there was 2 or 3 who put in really bad performances as well. It was a really weird performance, and that's why I'm so pleased that we won, because I felt that Spurs played rather well without really, and I think Varane makes such a difference. Somebody was saying this is going to be 6-1 again. We will not get beat like that with Varane in the team. It's no coincidence that we've not been hammered this season when Varane's played. He just gives us some security that we don't have. And the funny thing is, look, I think Maguire is a liability, and he proved it again. I thought that the midfield, I think at times Matic's lack of pace cost us, and I don't think Pogba at times was that good. And Rashford didn't always track back, and neither did Sancho. But tell me how many clear-cut chances Spurs had. They didn't. They didn't really. They had one really good chance and it was offside, which was Reguilon. They never really created any clear-cut chances, and I think that's the difference of Varane. Can't wait to see the 4 million tweets from United tonight, Mark, says Connor. And Ronaldo is the player we need, but not the one we deserve, says Yef. Well, if I could be asked tonight, I'd be very interested to know all these people, and they know who they are, who've been in my replies for the last 3 or 4 weeks saying Ronaldo's finished, Penaldo, this, that and the other. Where are you tonight? And I hope you learn the lesson, not from me or anybody else, but I hope you learn the lesson. Write Cristiano Ronaldo off at your peril. People have been writing him off all his career, and he does things like that. It's no surprise to me, and it will be no surprise to anybody who actually knows him. Arsenal, 2 of the 3 games in hand are against Liverpool and Chelsea. Is there a possibility of a bottle job, says Naren? Well, just very quickly on that, because I don't want to dwell on it, Naren, but people keep saying Arsenal's 2 games in hand against Chelsea and Liverpool, but we're playing Chelsea and Liverpool as well. So even if they lose to Chelsea and Liverpool, yeah, that's 2 of their games in hand gone. But what about when we're playing Chelsea and Liverpool and they're playing Norwich and Brentford and they win those 2? So it sort of balances itself out. They're very strong favourites. Look, I'm really looking forward to the watch along tomorrow, and that's football. Need Leicester to do as a performance. And the funny thing is, our next league game is Leicester. So hopefully Leicester win tomorrow and then take the foot off the gas against us. Fred playing massively better next to Matic than McTominay has a similar feeling to Lindelof improving next to Varane, says Colin. It certainly does. Yeah, we're going to do that. I think the next thing I want to do is the player ratings, because I think that's the most important thing. But one thing I did want to say, and I said it before the game, I think Harry Maguire and Marcus Rashford are really lucky to start the game today. Marcus Rashford was abysmal in that substitution last half an hour against Man City. I thought the leak about him wanting to leave was disgusting. So I thought he was very lucky to start the game today. And Harry Maguire, again, I thought he was rubbish he's been rubbish for weeks, and I thought he was rubbish in the derby, and very lucky to start today. Did those 2 players justify the faith that Ralph Rangnick showed them? And I don't think they did. I think we need a lot better than from Rashford. We need a lot more from Rashford. He was nowhere. You look at what Sancho's doing and you look at what Rashford's doing, and it's night and day. There's a massive difference. We need more. I still think Rashford might start, and I still think there's a good player there, because we don't really have anyone else who can do it. But I would want more from him. And for me, I just think Lindelof should be playing next to Varane. I really do, but it's player power. I've said it before. It's player power. They are very, very, very influential players, Rashford and Maguire, in that football club, and I think that awards them starts over others. But if it wasn't for Ronaldo, we wouldn't have won that game today. And then people would be going, don't pick Rashford again, Maguire's a prat. Ronaldo, is he papering the cracks? Well, he's not papering the cracks because he's a world-class player, but Ronaldo won us the game today, and we'd be having a very different chat on social media if it wasn't for Ronaldo. And, for me personally, I'd rather focus on the positive, because we've had so many negatives. I'm sure there's going to be more negatives in the future. But for now, I just want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy the fact that Ronaldo has shut up all these idiots. And more importantly, given us a massive win and give us a bit of confidence for Tuesday, which is exciting. I love Bruno, but I really think him not being on the pitch helped the team today, says HR. And Fred was fantastic, says Jason. And Maguire should not be sold at all, says Subat. And I think the team works better with Pogba at the number 10, says Jason. I'm glad I'm glad a few people have said this, because I think this is where we go wrong. As a fan base sometimes. I've just called it out with Ronaldo, right? Ronaldo's the problem. Ronaldo's finished. Get rid of Ronaldo. Well, where are those idiots now? Okay, and we've had it with loads of other players. We're now getting people going, Bruno's the problem. We're better off without Bruno. But Pogba didn't have a good game. So, and Bruno's not been good this season either. I didn't see enough in that performance I didn't see anything in that performance that made me think, wow, we're so much better without Bruno. I thought Fred had a really good game because he had a CDM behind him. I don't think Pogba was bad, but I think by his standards, I thought he was quite average. So I don't agree with, we were so much better without Bruno. I think that's agenda. I really do. I think there are people in this fan base that don't like Ronaldo and they've been shut up. There's people who don't like Bruno and they've gone, if Dean Henderson had played today, which was expected, and we'd won 3-2, I guarantee people would be going, it's because of Dean. It's because of Dean. We're better with that. I think people just have these agendas. I don't see enough in that performance to say, oh yeah, it's because of Bruno. We didn't actually create many chances. We didn't create many chances at all. I think we scored nearly every chance we had. But what I would say about Bruno is that I don't think we missed Bruno. I don't think we missed Bruno, and I do think that Bruno's been off it for a few weeks now. I don't think we missed him, but I don't think it was obvious that, we're so much better without him, is what I would say, which is a more even-handed thing. The whole point of having Paul Pogba is that if Bruno gets injured or ill or out of form, you can do what you did today, and it doesn't make a massive difference. And it didn't make a massive difference not having Bruno there. The problem we're going to have next season is, and this is the most important bit, is you can say we're better off without Bruno. What we're going to do next season, because Pogba's gone. So I wouldn't go running away with this whole let's drop Bruno thing, because Pogba's gone in the summer. And what are you going to do then? Is it just a lack of attacking options? Why is Rashford constantly being rewarded with starts? Says Stephen. I don't have a massive problem with Rashford starting today. Don't have a massive problem with him starting on Tuesday. At least with Maguire, there's 2 or 3 other options. With Rashford, it's Elanga or Rashford, isn't it? And you can see why Rashford gets picked, not because Alanga's bad, but he's more experienced. What do you think is the issue with Ronaldo, with Rashford? He's been playing badly for so long, says Davin. I don't know. I really just don't know. Thank God Rangnick has announced that Rashford can leave. Rashford is acting with privilege, says Sean. And my brother got sucked into Ronaldo being the problem today. Was the first game we watched together. Sit down, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. And Mark, I didn't say we shouldn't play Bruno. I said put him on the wing. Maybe you should read the whole super chat next time, says Jason. I did read it, and you basically said we were better off without Bruno, and I don't agree with you. But I wouldn't mind him to play. I mean, that is a solution. I do like that, and I've said it before. In that team today, why not just put Bruno on the right-hand side? It's not a bad idea, and it's been mentioned before. That could solve the Rashford problem. But look, smiles on our face. Smiles on our face. Likes on the video. These problems that United have got, the Glazers, the Pochettino obsession, the crap players, they're all going to be here next season. I think it's sad in a way, but let's be happy. Let's enjoy these next few days. We've won a game of football and we've got a big game on Tuesday night. Let's enjoy it. We all know it's a plaster on the injury, but let's enjoy it. Am I the only one wondering why Ronaldo didn't go for the match ball, says Jab. I mean, he'll get it. He'll get it behind the scenes. Anyway, let's do the player ratings. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. You can do those in the link in the video description. I'm going to go through them now. Let me just find where David is. Oh, David there. Oh, David. Oh, David. To be fair, Dean Henderson could have played in goal today. Goalkeeper didn't really get tested. Own goal he can't do anything about, and a penalty is a penalty, isn't it? What's he going to do? I thought he was a 6. Average 6. There's nothing wrong with a 6. There's nothing wrong with an average performance. He really didn't have anything to do today, and we could have played Dean in goal. But and I think you know, I'd rather my goalkeeper didn't have anything to do. It seems like when our bang average players have their bi-monthly okay performance, people's frustrations just reset. They still aren't good enough. I think we're talking about Fred, aren't we, Brad? I have faith in Ralph and really like him, but continually picking Maguire is unforgivable, says user. Maybe he's being forced to do it. Is it just me, or does Fred play better without McTominay? Yes, they both seem to play better without each other, Ara. It is a fact. Delo would be a 6, but I'm more than happy with that. You know, Son didn't really do anything. He's a brilliant player, Son. He didn't really do anything, so I'm happy with the 6 from Fred and from De Gea and Delo. No problems with it. Average is fine. I don't think it was a scintillating performance, but you know what? I'll take a 6 every day of the week over the 4s we have been hanging out recently. Maguire, I don't know what to give Maguire. I'm actually going to look at the chat. You know, he always looks, as I said, I described him as a deck chair in a tornado. If you're walking along the beach and your enemy's there and you're there and there's this tornado throwing this deck chair around, it's going to cause damage. You just don't know whether it's going to hit you or them. And I think that's what Maguire's like. He can do good things, but it's just an accident waiting to happen for somebody. And it might benefit us or it might go against us. And today, if it wasn't for Ronaldo, it would have gone against us big time. He hit some decent balls. He won some headers. He's just not very convincing. I'd say a 5. I mean, I wouldn't go that low. I'd probably go below average. You could knock him down to... I mean, the stupid thing about that goal is that... I mean, I feel like giving him a 1 for wearing pink boots. I just can't believe that. But the thing about the own goal is this: he's got absolutely no awareness of what's going on. His reading of the game is really bad. Like, the Spurs player is offside. Why are you sticking your foot out? He can see the Spurs player. He knows there's no other Spurs player. So why are you putting your foot out? And if you're going to put your foot out, why are you not getting a better connection on it like that? It's just liability defending. But, you know, give him whatever you want. Ronaldo saved the day. Varane for me was a 7. I think everything Varane did was good positionally. He looked really good. We're so much better with Varane. I feel like he organises the defence. It's not lost on me that when Varane doesn't play, we can concede 4 or 5 goals. When he does play, we're not capable of doing that. That's the quality of the player. So I thought Varane was one of the good players today. I also thought Telles was one of the good players, especially in the first half. That early cross into Ronaldo is something that I absolutely love. When I used to play as a defender, I hated early crosses or early balls in behind because you're not set. It's so important to put an early cross in. I think Luke Shaw always looks before he puts a cross in. Wan-Bissaka doesn't put a cross in. Delo doesn't get an overlap with Rashford to be allowed to put a cross in. There was a point in the second half where Delo makes the perfect overlap. There's a bit of space and Rashford thinks, oh, I'll put the cross in instead. And it's absolutely crap. So Delo doesn't get the opportunity to put crosses in. But the early cross is so important. And Ronaldo benefited from that. Also, I think he took the corner as well, didn't he? So that's an assist. So for me, Telles, and defensively, he was the one who kept Regulon offside. Otherwise, that's a goal for Spurs as well. So all in all, I think Telles deserves the plaudits. I thought Telles played well. I'd respect Harry if he goes up to Ronaldo and hands him the captain's armband, says Nana. Hey Mark, can you shout out my partner Kareem? He loves your channel. Shout out to Kareem from Sue. Lovely name. Wan-Bissaka or Delo, who should start? It's got to be 100%. Anybody in the chat? Smash a like on the video if it's Delo over Wan-Bissaka, or I could have done a poll. It'd be 90%. Ronaldo more goals in one game than Messi has all season, says Dylan. Yeah, but I don't think Messi's finished either. I think he plays in a system that doesn't suit for him. Matic was a 6 for me. Played a key part in the second goal. Just a bit slow. I wish Matic was 28. Because I think Fred plays better with Matic because he knows that Matic is a better CDM than McTominay. But the problem with Matic is the lack of legs. You can see it when teams get at us fast. They bypass him because he's too slow. Fred for me gets a 7. Yeah, I agree with that. I think, whether it's going to be Fred's monthly good game. I mean, let's not forget Fred was absolutely trash against Man City. Absolutely crap. And he's put in some crap performances in the last month. But he was good today. He was good today, Fred. And I just think it's just another example of why we should have bought a holding midfielder that can do it. Because I do think that Fred, as a box-to-box player, has value. as a CDM, he's got no value. And with McTominay, I think he has to almost be a CDM. Emil, thanks for joining the members club. So yeah, I thought Fred was good today. I'm not going to hear anything else about that, and it's very good that everyone's giving him that. Pogba, I'd probably just give him an average 6. I mean, I wouldn't go as low as a 5 because I gave that to Maguire, and there's no way he was at that level. But I think Pogba was a 6 today. I'm really pleased he got through 90 minutes because I think he has been fading. But also, I'd give Pogba a bit of leeway, because I really thought that Højbjerg and Bentancur played well for Spurs. I thought they were their 2 best players. They really battled. They really moved the ball well. They moved the ball quickly. I thought Højbjerg and Bentancur were Spurs' best 2 players. And Pogba was directly up against them all game. So I don't think Pogba was terrible. I think he struggled a bit with the physical battle against 2. But Bruno couldn't play. It wasn't like we had any other option. If we didn't have Pogba, it would be Lingard there and he'd have been swallowed up. So I thought Pogba was competitive, and it was an average game from him. I don't think anything worse than that. And he was up against Spurs' 2 best players for me. Rashford, I give him a 5. He definitely ran around more. I mean, look, people will be laughing, saying, I can't believe you're praising a player for running around in a Man United shirt. But I tell you what, he hasn't been doing that. So you've got to acknowledge the improvement. He did run around a bit. He did keep it simple at times, but I want more. There was opportunities to do more. I want more. There was still the usual misplaced pass. There was still the lack of accuracy in his crossing. But it was better than last week. It could only be better. But it was still below average for me. So I would give him a 5 out of 6. But it was an improvement, because I think last week I gave him a 2, and that's what I would say. And Rome wasn't built in a day. And, I would say that Rashford's been playing so badly lately that I don't think he's just going to suddenly play well. I mean, maybe if that's improvement, we see more improvement, and he just gets better and better towards the end of the season. Because we're going to, we're going to have to win every single game. With our next 4 games, we've got Leicester away, Everton at home, Norwich at home, and then Arsenal away. We need to win those 4 games. And even if we do win those 4 games, Arsenal could still be clear of us. So we need to go on a good run now. We've got to go on a good run. We've given ourselves a little chance today. Sancho a 7 for me. I don't think we got Sancho on the ball enough, but when we do get him on the ball, he looks very, very good. Didn't like that we didn't get him on the ball a lot. A bit like Man City last week. I think when you get Sancho on the ball, he's really good. He just didn't have enough of the ball. But on the ball, he's great. I would argue that Sancho's probably, well, not anymore because of Ronaldo, but he's one of the first names on the team sheet, and that's the redemption arc of Sancho. But it's not even a redemption arc. It's just the fact that we've been picking him. Do you think that if Maguire gives up the captaincy that he will start to play better? I feel like captaincy is a burden on him, says Mitch. Can you please call Josh Johnson a prat? Sue, says Lewis. And Ronaldo, he's the perfect 10 for me. I think to score a hat-trick in that United side is not easy. To score a hat-trick when you've been wrongly criticised for the last 2 weeks is huge. And to score a hat-trick like that, where you score a worldie, a tap-in, and a great header, it's the perfect response, and it deserves the perfect score. And as I said, I feel that the media in this country have started over the last few weeks to paint Ronaldo as the villain. And it disgusted me on Sunday night that we had this leak that he was in Portugal. I don't really care if he's in America. I don't care if he's in Australia. He's not fit to play. The most important thing is, are you fit to play this game? And he did play this game. He's back fit. He scores a hat-trick. If you're out injured, you're out injured. I don't know. He's not the captain. So I don't really care if he's at the game or not. He's at the game today. Oh boy, he was at the game today. He won us the game today. And I hope we send him off to Portugal again, because it did him the world of good. And, critics are in the mud. What are the Ronaldo's going to say about that? Ronaldo haters going to say about that performance, says James. Well, exactly. I thought he was absolutely perfect. Perfection. Absolute perfection from Cristiano Ronaldo. Alanga would give him a 6. I don't really think that there's a justification to give him anything more than that. He came on for about 20 minutes and he did okay. Whether he'd pick him on Tuesday, I personally think he'll probably stick with Ronaldo, with Rashford. But it's a quick turnaround, and I think we're going to need Scott McTominay back because Matic is not going to be able to play 2 games in a row in 3 days. And I do expect, I mean, I'm not doing the preview for Atletico Madrid now, but I do expect us to see a very similar game. I think Atletico Madrid will pass the ball around better than us, and we need to defend a lot better in that game. Cavani gets 6 from me. Lindelof gets a 6. And Ralph Rangnick today, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I don't know that Ralph Rangnick did anything that was, that was great management. I really think that you could say he made a mistake picking Maguire and it nearly cost him. You know, I just think Ronaldo won us the game with Fred, Telles and Varane having good games and the rest of them having average to below average games. So I don't think his team selections were totally right, but Ronaldo has won him the game. And sometimes as a manager, I think Rangnick will sit there tonight and go, look, I haven't done anything wrong. I haven't necessarily done anything right. This guy's won me the game. Take it on to Tuesday. So I'd probably just I'd give Rangnick a 6. I don't think he did anything wrong, and I don't think he did anything massively right. I just think it was a performance where the this man, who I must give as my man of the match, was the difference really. And 97. That I don't think we've ever had that before. 97% vote as man of the match, Cristiano Ronaldo. So make sure you smash a like on the video for Cristiano. Absolutely devastating performance, and you know, almost hard to do a match reaction because it's just so about him. It's just so individualistic, winning the game, and I'm just so grateful to him, as I think all United fans should be, because if he doesn't put that performance in tonight, we are out of the top 4 race completely. We had to win to stay in it. He's kept us in it. We'd be having a very different chat tonight. We'd be having a very different stress level tonight if it wasn't for him. Pure goatism from Cristiano Ronaldo. Right, smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe. We're only 100 away from 290,000, so please subscribe. I'll be back in the morning, but I'm going to push you straight onto the fan forum now, where they're talking about the United game and also the Atletico Madrid game, and also we'll have the fan vlogs coming in as well. Superb! Absolutely superb! I'll speak to you all soon.